Good afternoon, everyone. But before that, let us learn something today. Today, as you can see, we're going to talk about or learn about self-confidence. Are you all confident people or confident children? Yes? Good. It's nice to see that you're all confident children. But there is something that not all of us can have, because not all of us can be born with self-confidence. Self-confidence is something you acquire with your experiences, something that you learn to be. It's not something that just comes with maybe money or intelligence or most. So today we're going to talk about, where's the pen? About self-confidence. So self-confidence is something that is needed for everyone, right? Unless you might have all the talent and all the skills and all the intelligence, but if you're not able to show it to somebody else, speak confidently, it's okay, I'll use my finger. If you're not able to speak confidently, then it means you're lacking in something. What are you lacking in is self-confidence. So how does it come about? How can you feel confident? How many of you, when somebody higher, maybe in school or college, your teacher is approaching you, or your principal is approaching you, how many of you think, oh, better let me take the other road or go away from there so she doesn't see me? What if she asks me a question? What if he asks me a question? Right? Or if somebody asks you a question and then you stand up and then you're wondering who's watching me, what if I make a mistake, what if I say something wrong, I don't know the answer, what can I do? These are all questions when you do not have self-confidence. So let's see what you as students can do to increase your self-confidence, because we see, I'm sure you see that in your classmates, in your friends too. Some people, if there are 4 people going out and you lost your way. I'm talking about when there were no GPS and no cell phones, when there was no GPS. Okay, then out of the 4, some of you will say, go ask him, ask the way. Or somebody will say, why don't you ask him? Why don't you ask him? Only one will have the self-confidence to go out, talk to a stranger and say, okay, can you tell me how to go to reach this place? Right? Why were you all pushing each other saying, you ask him, you ask him? It's because you lack the self-confidence to even inquire about the directions to a place. Right? It's not a big thing you're asking. You're not asking him for his money. But still, you are lacking in self-confidence. That is the reason you were asking somebody else to do that job for you. So, how can we increase our self-confidence? Let's see. What is self-confidence? First, self-confidence is the knowledge that you can do something and that you can do it well. Okay? Self-confidence comes from first-hand knowledge. It does, some people say because he is rich, his father is rich, he has the self-confidence. No. Generally, people who are, children of fathers who are very rich or children of fathers who are great achievers, they really lack in self-confidence because they somewhere feel that they do not deserve that wealth or that is not theirs. That is achieved by their father. So they feel very, very inferior. So, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, applying your skills to any situation. Like I told you, the situation where you had to ask for directions. People as students, as children, most of you will be very hesitant to ask. It's because nobody is going to hit you if you ask, what is the way to the post office or to the bank. Nobody is going to slap you. But still, you are hesitant. Why? Because you lack the confidence to ask directions from a stranger, somebody you don't know. I'm sure you will talk to a person you know all the time. But when it comes to somebody from outside, you are, maybe scared, maybe you don't know how to ask, maybe you wonder how he will reply. The reason could be anything. Basically, you lack self-confidence. Self-confidence is extremely important in almost every aspect of our lives. As a student, you need self-confidence. As a son or daughter, you need self-confidence. As when you get into a new job, you need self-confidence. Everywhere you go, you need to have this so that you can get what you deserve. Okay? All of us, we have some skills, we have some intelligence, but how much intelligence, how much skills do we have depends on how well we can showcase them. So there are three types of self-confidence. First is low self-confidence, optimal self-confidence, and there's something called overconfidence, right? I know of students who can do the job, but if I tell, can you do that? Madam, I have too much, I don't think I can do it. Or maybe I'll not be able to do it, or maybe I cannot do it. You know, there are students like that. There are students who are not very good at it, but if I give them the job, they will say, oh yeah, I'll do it in 2 hours and show it to you, madam. Overconfidence and low confidence. Both are not good. Some of us, you know, those people who don't do anything either have very low confidence or they have very high confidence, which is not good. Overconfidence is also not good. Most matches or most in games, most matches are lost with overconfidence. I'm sure you know about it in studies also. You are overconfident that you can finish the syllabus within a day or within a few hours or within a week. Overconfident, yes, I can study for 6 hours at a stretch and I'll finish it. What is that? That's not confidence, that is overconfidence, because surely you cannot do it within that time. Unless you plan, have a schedule, you surely cannot do it at that time. Okay, I believe you can see me, I can't see you, but that is overconfidence, right? So let's see how these three are different and what is the confidence level you should have. So low self-confidence. So what do we mean by low self-confidence? Staying in your comfort zone, fearing failure and avoiding risks. Okay? Staying in low confidence is when even if you are getting lost, even if you don't know something, you know, people in class, the teacher generally asks, how many of you didn't understand? Even if you, there will be about 25% of students who do not understand this topic. But because of their low self-confidence, they will not raise their hand and say, I didn't understand. Why? Because they're very comfortable in that place where they don't have to be conspicuous. They don't want to stand up and stand out. In the sense, you know, everybody, once they say, I didn't understand, everybody will look at them. They're afraid of that. Okay? They do not have the confidence to say, I don't know. They fear that he's the only one, he or she is the only one who didn't understand. Everybody else understood, only I didn't understand. So I better keep my mouth shut. Right? Or fear and failure. Oh, sometimes the fear. Teacher might say, how? I mean, why is it that only you didn't understand? Everybody else understood. Why didn't you alone understand? You're afraid of that. Failure. And avoid taking risk. So why take the risk? If teacher asks you, didn't you understand? Just sit and say, okay, let her assume that I understood. This is what people with low self-confidence do. Because people who really have self-confidence will say, madam, I know you explained, but I really didn't understand. Or maybe I wasn't listening, I didn't understand. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes it happens. You may not be able to listen everything, you know, all the time. So you can say that. And working hard to cover up mistakes and hoping that you can fix the problem without anyone noticing. So that's what people with low self-confidence do. You know, if you, even in children, you know, when some child breaks something, if you ask them, who did this? Children with low self-confidence, I didn't do it. They'll probably wipe out the thing and see that nothing is there. Try to cover up their mistake. Person with good self-confidence say, I did it. I was running. It was in the way. So it broke. Not my fault. Somebody put it in the way. The person who has good self-confidence will actually say it was not his fault, maybe because it should not have been there. I was running, so I just hit it. Self-confidence. So people will actually praise the boy who says, I did it because it was on the floor, which it was not supposed to be there, but it was there. So high self-confidence, and that's how you should be. So that is low self-confidence. Next is optimal self. Optimal means the right amount of self-confidence, because self-confidence should not be over the limit. Then it becomes overconfidence. So self-confidence should be optimal, just so much that you feel good about yourself, that you feel confident about, you feel happy about who you are. Self-confidence is extremely important in almost every aspect. People who lack self-confidence can find it difficult to become successful. Self-confident people inspire confidence in others, right? If you are a self-confident person, sometimes if you have I'll just give you an example. There could be two students in class, one who is self-confident and one who is low on confidence. But when the person who is self-confident, when the teacher asks who did not understand, if this boy raises up his hand and says, Madam, I didn't understand even though you explained twice because this happened. I didn't understand. So, seeing that boy, the person sitting next to him, next time the teacher asks, he will try to raise his hand or even continue from where his friend left off. Yes, madam, even I didn't understand one topic from what you said. I didn't understand that word, or I didn't understand that sentence. It takes confidence to say that. So, self-confidence inspires others also to feel confident about themselves. So, it's sort of, catchy, it's sort of infectious, right? I think we know all about infections because of COVID. So self-confidence inspires others also to become more self-confident. Overconfidence. This we see a lot. We come across people who are overconfident, egoistic, stubborn, and they have a superiority in complex. It is good to be confident, but not good to be overconfident. You cannot say, I know better than everybody else, or I can do this better than everybody else. You don't know how everybody else can do it, right? So you cannot be, you can say, I can do it well, or I can do it to the best of my ability. You can't say I can do it better than everybody else. Like, if you ask a cricket player or a captain, say Virat Kohli, how are you going to play tomorrow's match? He will not say we are going to play better than Australia. He doesn't know how Australia is going to play. What he will say is, that would be overconfident. What he will say is, we are going to play the match to the best of our ability. We are going to give our 100% or 150% to win this match. That is confidence, where he is assuring that he will play the best he knows. He is not going to say, we are going to play better than them, or our batting is better than theirs. They will not say that at all. They shouldn't say that. That would be overconfidence. If you are overconfident, there is every chance that you will lose. So bragging about your qualities and achievements will not take you anywhere. So do not show off. If you are a confident person, just be confident. Don't show off that you are overconfident. That will become overconfidence. Self-test. Now, answer these questions truthfully and tell me whether you are all confident or low self-confidence or overconfidence. Questions. Do you feel or fear to make mistakes? Yes? Do you compare yourself with others? Oh, I'm not so tall as that person. I wish I were tall. Or I'm not as good looking as that girl. I wish I had longer hair. I wish I had some other dress. Oh, I wish I was as intelligent as somebody. Do you doubt your strengths and abilities, always thinking, oh, I'm not really good at anything, or I can't do maths well? Maybe you can do something else well, right? But you're only worried about something, that you're only thinking about things you can't do. Do you feel bad, guilty, nervous when you don't get what you want? Do you say, I'm like that only, or if I could get that, I would surely be that? Why aren't you talking to everyone? I'm like that only, madam. I'm like that only, madam. That is only people with low self-confidence who say that I am like that. You should not be like that. Do you see yourself inferior than others? Sometimes, the people who are very quiet, either they are lack in self-confidence, or they are overconfident, saying I will not speak to anybody. I am better than everybody else, which is not good. Or they are all speaking. What if I say something wrong? I cannot match them, so I'll keep quiet. So both are not good. You should speak as much as that makes you look like a friendly person, not talk too much or talk too less. So this is what you should do. Answer these questions truthfully, and probably you'll be able to tell whether you're a confident person or not. Then you are in a state of low confidence. I think we'll have the video now. So, how do you improve your self-confidence? We just saw answers to those questions would be if it is a yes, it means it is low self-confidence.
any experience that you feel like is bigger than you, that will be too much for you to handle. You're more than it. Believe in your own ability. Believe in who you.
So much for confidence, right? So you have to, build your skills, build your knowledge. Only then you can become a confident person. You can't get confidence from the air. You can't take confidence from anywhere. You have to get more knowledge, study more, become a better version of yourself, and automatically you will have more confidence. So put in efforts. Without effort, nothing is achievable without effort. Every thing can be got with effort. Again, don't compare yourself with somebody. Like he said, you would be comparing yourself. You're in the beginning. You could compare somebody who is very rich. He could be at the end of his career, or he's put in 10 years of hard work before he reached there. But you're comparing to his end. So comparing will not work. So how do you improve your confidence? Self-acceptance. Accept that you're not perfect. You are a human being. Human beings will never be perfect. There will be some weaknesses, there will be some shortcomings, there will be some imperfections which you have to accept and move on and better them. Try to negate them. Self-belief, self-image, self-esteem. You should have self-esteem. Self-esteem is that respect yourself. Don't be thinking that I look like this, or I do not have that, or I'm not rich enough, or I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not beautiful enough, or I can't do this. Do not think of yourself like that. If you have low self-esteem, if you don't respect yourself, even the others will not respect you. So have a good self-esteem. Self-talk. This is what people do, especially speakers or actors. You tell, when you hear anchors interviewing actors, how did you get into this role? How did you manage to do it so confidently, so well? And then what does the actor say? Like, I was talking to myself that I am this person. Recently we saw that Captain Vikram Batra's Sher Shah. I don't know how many of you saw that, but it's a nice movie about the Kargil war. Watch it if you can, Sher Shah. So when somebody asked him, how did you get into that character? He said, I believed that I was that character, So they get into that self-talk, that I am that person. I can do it. So I'm going to work hard. I can do this. So that kind of self-talk gives you confidence. Especially, this happens a lot in games, team games, group games. All of them, pep themselves up before going out to play. And even the coach, they are sort of huddled together, and they do a sort of putting their hands together, one on top of the other, and do hey or something like that. What are they doing? They're actually self-talk. They're all believing in themselves, and they're saying, we are going to win, we are going to win. That's what they're saying to themselves and to the person next to them. As I said, self-confidence is contagious. If one person feels confident, the other person also will feel the same confidence. So change now. Analyze yourself and change now. Self-acceptance. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Accept yourself as you are. You cannot look at somebody and say, I wish I was that person. No, he is that person, he or she, you are your person. So you cannot be somebody else. So accept your flaws, accept your weaknesses, but work towards removing them. It's not impossible. People who have achieved great things have not just been born and gone on to achieve that. Whether it's climbing Mount Everest, or whether it's swimming the English Channel, or whether it's starting your own company, they've all made their mistakes. They've all had setbacks. But they have the self-confidence to get up and do it again and again and achieve what they want to achieve. You should have self-belief. Think of yourself as a child. As a child, did you just stand up and start walking? No, right? You probably fell down 1,000 times before you took your first confident step. Did you, after first few times when you fell down, did you just say, okay, I can't walk anymore and just give up? Whether it's riding a cycle. Didn't you fall while learning to ride a bike or a cycle? You fell 100 times, right? Did you stop learning a bike? No, right? You got up and then you tried again and you tried again, and finally you were confident that you could do it. And now, without even thinking about it, you'll get up on your cycle or your motorbike and ride away. Are you paying attention? No, you're confidently riding that bike or that cycle, right? But there was a time when you were not confident. But did you give up? No, just like that, everything else is also like that. Even if you are in the beginning, you do not know something, you can learn doing it, and then the more you become better at it, your confidence automatically improves. See, self-image, it's all how you see yourself. It is, you think that maybe I'm not looking good, maybe they're watching me, maybe I'm not confident, maybe I'm not singing very well, maybe I'm not such a good friend, or I'm not a... These are all your own self-perception. You see yourself that way. Can you see how the cat is imagining itself to be a lion in that mirror? You can become that cat. Imagine yourself as a lion, the best version of... this is also from the cat family. A lion is also from the cat family. All tigers, lions, cheetahs, cats are all from the same feline family. So it seems it uses its imagination to see itself as the best in the king of the jungle, the lion, right? So the cat assumes. So like that, we can also see the best image of ourselves, not with, without having any ability or without doing anything. If you do it, it's like overconfidence. But get that ability, get that skill, get that knowledge, put in enough efforts, and then see yourself as a best version of yourself. Self-esteem. Feel good about yourself. When you study and you get good marks, that day don't you feel nice about yourself? Right? Self-esteem. You assume that everybody is looking at you. You feel that everybody is thinking of you as, oh, how good marks he got or she got, and they are talking about you. Right? That is self-esteem, when you sort of respect yourself and you think that others are also respecting you. What you say yourself matters the most. Self-talk. This is where all of us, as Indians, we are taught not to think too positive or too confident about ourselves. We are always taught, go carefully, you will fall down. Especially parents, they're very, very, very protective of us. They will tell us, be careful while crossing the road, be careful while walking. So what happens is, we have this feeling that, maybe we can't do it properly. But do this self-talk. Say, I can do this. Without a problem, I can achieve that. I can get that marks. I can score that goal. I can win that game. I can write that test and do well. So give yourself these small pep talks every now and then. Self-analysis. So always also analyze, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. If your strengths are more, fine. You can have one or two weaknesses and slowly you can improve them. So if you have too many weaknesses, then there's a problem. Then your self-confidence will be very, very low. So try to improve your self-confidence by increasing your strengths. Analyze yourself. Here you can do a SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. That could be another class for us. Change now. Just like you change the channels on the TV in an instant, you can change yourself also in an instant. You just have to change your habits, your attitude, and you can change. How can you boost your self-confidence? Love and accept yourself as you are. Just remember, there is no other person like you in the whole world. We may be billions of people in India and all over the world, but there is only one you. There is even twins, where they are born at the same time with even the same features, they are not the same. They have different mindsets, they have different thinking, they have different habits, they have different attitudes, they have different confidence. So there is no other person in the world like you. You are the best, you are a unique person. So feel confident about that. Okay? Say yes. Whenever there's a challenge, take up the challenge. Start your day with a smile. Make mistakes, because nobody can not make mistakes. Like, you cannot stand up and walk right away after you're born, or you cannot ride a bike the moment you step onto it. Similarly, you will not probably pass all the exams in your life in the first attempt. But if you make a mistake, try to correct them and improve over them. Give a pat on your back. If you've done something well, say, very good, well done. Pat yourself on the back. This is very important, whenever you achieve something, even if it's a small test. If you do well in your English exam tomorrow and on Wednesday and you get 50 out of 50, tell your parents that I got 50 on 50. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Or pat yourself on the back and ask them for a chocolate. Something, to make you feel good. So it's not that it's a great thing, but it's still an achievement. Getting 50 on 50 without making a mistake is a great thing. Okay, not everybody could do it. Only you could do it. So pat yourself on the back. Count your blessings. Think of all the things, especially now during Corona, you can count your blessings. Think of all the people who don't have as much as you, who are not able to study as well as you, or not able to join a college like you. So think of all those things. These are the blessings you have. You have lovely parents, you got into a good school, you got good education you're getting. So think of your blessings. Think, feel and feel positive. Spend time with self-confident people. Always, they say you are as good as your friends. So try to make friends with good people. Good people means not that bad people will be there. It's just that more people who are more self-confident. Even because I told you self-confident is contagious. If you stay with people who are always thinking negatively and are not confident, even that is contagious. You will learn that. So you don't want to learn that, right? You want to become more self-confident. So stay and stick to people with more self-confidence. Try to become friends with people with more self-confidence. So after all these, if you think that you're not getting anywhere in life, I'll tell you about 3 or 4 people. Imagine what if they had no self-confidence. A small boy. I don't know how many of you can recognize this person. A small boy, he is the 5th among 7 siblings. He was selling newspapers in a small village in India for a living. He was not exceptionally smart at school. Remember this, he was not exceptionally smart in school, but was fascinated by religion and rockets. The first rocket he built crashed. When he grew up, he built a rocket, it crashed. The missile he built crashed multiple times, but his confidence and his spirit in him made him script the book, The Space Odyssey of India, single-handedly. Can you guess who this person is? How many of you can tell me who this person is? Maybe you can see his picture and tell me. I'll move aside. Where is it? How can I see? Okay. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, very good. Kalam sir, fantastic, smart students. So it is Abdul Kalam. So he was a person who had so many failures in his life. Even after he studied and he came up, he became a scientist. He was in the the space program of India. But the first shuttle that he was director to failed miserably. It crashed into the ocean just after liftoff. So even after those failures, he did not lose self-confidence. Not because he was saying, oh, I can do it. It's because he did a lot of work before he launched the next one. So a school teacher, listen to this story. A school teacher scolded a boy for not paying attention in maths, for not solving a simple maths problem, and said that he would not become anybody in life. But his mother confidence in him made her coach him mathematics, and the boy went on to become He said he's very poor in maths. Nothing can happen to this boy and he will never become anything. So who did this boy become? Can anybody tell me? Yeah, Abdul Kalam, all of you know, very good. Nice story. Missile man, yes. He is also called the Missile Man. Correct. Missile Man in India. Not Edison, not Edison, not Edison. Yes. Ramanujan, no. I think one person here got it right. I don't know these numbers, you know names here. Yes, it is Albert Einstein. You know, the one who gave us the theory of relativity. Okay, he was the one who he was a physician, a physics scientist, not a physician. He was the the topmost physicist in the world. Okay, his theory of relativity is used even now for every physics equation, right? And so E is equal to mc square, I think it is. So Albert Einstein, they said he is not fit for school, low self-confidence, but his mother had the confidence in him and she said, I will teach him maths, and she self-tutored him and he went on to become the biggest physics expert of all time. So when a gentleman invented a communication machine in 1876, it did not ring off the hook with calls from potential customers. After making a demonstration call, the president, Rutherford Hayes, said, it's an amazing invention, but who would ever want to see one of them in the future? What invention and who invented it? Can anybody tell me? There is actually a hint in the story. There is a hint in the thing. It did not ring off the hook with calls. So there is a hint. So it is Alexander Graham Bell. When he invented the telephone, people said, who would want to use it? What is the great use? In future, what use will it have? He did not lose confidence. He went on to make this one of the greatest inventions of all time. Today, you cannot do without a phone, right? So, are you that person who gets influenced by negative advices? Right? Are you? Then life becomes easier when you delete the negative people from it. So people who are telling you, no, you're not good enough, this is not good, that is not good, I think you should delete those people from it. So before we move on, let's watch the next video. True, right? I don't know how many of you have Priyanka Chopra as their favorite actress, but I really admire her for her achievements. She came from a family which is not a filmy background, and then she came into films, or she became Miss India, then Miss World. She came into films, and then now she's gone to Hollywood. She's doing Hollywood films, and she's she's one of the best paid female actresses in India and even abroad, even in Hollywood, and she's very rich. And how did she become that? Because of her confidence. Like she was saying, after finishing getting Miss World, she asked the people, why was I selected? Because there were more prettier people there. Then she said, why did you select me? And they said, because of your confidence. You could speak eloquently. Eloquently means very freely and with a lot of confidence. So she says, with confidence, I could win Miss World. And that's what is taking me forward. So with confidence, you can achieve so many things. People like to see confident people, even on stage or wherever, confident people will always go ahead. They will always make their mark. So try to be that confident person. And she also said one more thing. Fake it till you make it. Sometimes you're not confident. You have to get up on stage and speak. You're not confident. But then you can fake it. You can smile. You cannot let anybody else know that you're not confident, that you're nervous. And then you can just smile and speak. And I'm sure if it's a 10-minute speech, somewhere within after the first 3-4 minutes, you will start feeling more confident. So take that first step out of your comfort zone. Take that first step out of where you feel not very confident. Once you do that, it is very easy from then on. Your confidence increases. So, first time you go somewhere alone with your mother and without your mother and father, and you get a job done. Have you ever done that? Have you gone to a bank alone, or maybe shopping alone? Bought a pair of bangles or maybe a watch or something. Have you done it alone any time? Look at the confidence that gives you. All the while you generally have your parent or your elder brother or your sister coming along to see that you don't make a mistake. But if you get the opportunity, go and do it yourself. It will increase your confidence and you will become a very confident person. Not only in doing that thing, but everything else. Okay? Confidence in one thing improves your confidence for everything else. Just makes you a more confident person, and successful people are confident people, not people who are doubting themselves. So, self-confidence is an important thing to have for success. So try to become confident. You cannot become confident just like that. You have to work at it. You have to improve your skills, improve your knowledge, remove all your bad habits, make the effort. Do not compare yourself with others. Do not put yourself down. Give yourself good self-talk and then learn from your mistakes. Like she said, I only make a mistake once and I learn from them. So learn from your mistakes and you will become a very confident person. Okay, bye for now. See you all in the next class. Bye.